Hi, I'm Reese.
And I'm Jared.
From Fast Forward Film. And today we got something quite weird.
Bit strange.
So we're both filming each other, trying to speak to you guys. We're going to do something super interesting, hopefully. We're going to compare two different pieces of gear, see whether it's worth spending £800 on a Ronin
Rs2.
Yeah. Or whether or not you can get away with spending about £40 on a shoulder rig from Amazon, a newer shoulder rig from Amazon. And we're going to see, you know, whether or not the gimbal is worth the price. And yeah,
let's give it a test.
Bonjour, adios.
Okay, so the 6 key camera movements that we're going to deal with today are truck, dolly, jib, roll, pan and tilt. And we'll do a bonus one at the end as well. And we're going to see how each of these two pieces of equipment compare in enacting those camera movements. Let's ride. So the first one we're going to start with, I'm going to go first. We're going to try and do a pan. Pan movement is as if it's on a tripod and it pivots over one central point, left or right. Let's give it a go.
Right, okay, now we're going to give this little bad boy a try, and then you guys can determine whether or not you think that the gimbal is better or this little cheeky bad boy. Yeah, let's give it a crack. That was absolutely terrible. It's ridiculous. Well, I mean, because it's meant to pivot off of one point, obviously I can't look at the screen and it's kind of got to stay in the same position. So I'm expecting this one specifically to be a bit like dodgy. But anyway, moving on, next one.
And that's going to be the dolly, which is a stable level moving forwards or backwards. So let's give it a try.
See, that was better. I just think you're gonna get the footsteps in, and I mean, some people might like that. Like if you're going for a certain feel, like, but you don't want to do handheld because you don't want it to be up and down crazy amounts. Like, I mean, this would be a perfect little thing. But you know, we'll keep trying. If you want that super smooth look, I mean, it's looking like the gimbal, but we'll carry on. We'll carry on. All right.
So I found that really easy. It's pretty much what these sort of gimbals were designed for. It's also what they were designed for, is for the walking movement. And obviously, like Reece said, this is going to be a lot smoother. But we'll move on to the third camera movement, and this is called trucking, or a truck movement, which is often called a dolly movement by mistake. The truck is exactly the same as what we just done, but instead of moving forwards and backwards, we're now going to be trucking left and right.
That was ridiculously hard. It's the bumpy ground as well, but yeah, it's the back and forth, like moving in that. Anyway, right, moving on. What we got next then, Johnny?
Alright, well I actually found that one quite easy. Again, part and parcel of getting a gimbal. So we're going to move on to the fourth camera movement now, and that is the jib, sometimes called a boom, and all that is a vertical movement directly up. So it's exactly the same sort of concept as a truck and a dolly, except instead of forwards or backwards or left to right, it's now going up to down. Let's give it a try.
So that one was pretty difficult for me. I had to implement my body movement, which like isn't ideal because you get shakes in the legs and stuff. But anyway, so with that last one we just did, I kind of had to result in kind of tilting right at the end because I reached out of body length, so I couldn't really get up any higher. So I feel like this next one, tilt, is going to be something that hopefully I'm going to shine in. This is kind of what it's been designed for.
So as Rhys said, the shoulder rig struggled with the previous ones, but it might do quite well on the next camera movement. The tilt is something that's a little bit trickier on the gimbal because, as you can see, I've got this set to PF mode right now, and that would obviously help for things like trucking and dollying, so that it doesn't move up and down. The camera angle doesn't change up and down. I can also set it to PTF, which is going to change the up and down motion, but it won't change the horizon line. And then we've got FPV. Now with tilt, I won't be using FPV, but what FPV does is that it changes the camera's angle, the horizon line of the camera itself, which will be useful for one a little bit later on, but it's very tricky to do. So here we go, tilt. I feel like I kind of cheated there because this RS2 has a very lovely little analog stick that I can use to move how I like. Earlier when I did the panning, I used it by hand, but I could have just used the old lovely analog stick. So I thought I'd just give you a little showcase of how easy it can be to use an analog stick on a gimbal.
Got a cheeky little swan there. You're a cheeky little boy, aren't you?
Hey!
Alright, so the very last camera movement that we're going to have a go at now is called a roll. And a roll is sort of similar to the pan and the tilt movement in that it's got a pivot point, but the pivot point now is set behind the camera. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have each of us be the subject, and then we realise something really tragic and worrying, and the roll will end up in a Dutch angle or a skew width angle like that. That kind of shows that things aren't the same anymore, that the world is tilted off its axis and everything's gone wrong. So let's give it a try.
Alright, mate. How's tricks? Can't complain.
The caffeine's hit. Right, we've got a bonus shot for you, okay? Alright? So I'm not expecting to win this one, but we'll give it a crack anyway. So we're going to do just a running shot. This is what gimbals are really good at. It's taking that sort of foot movement out of your walking. They're brilliant for it. That's got a super smooth mode. Whereas this super smooth mode is I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna do the ninja walk. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. But as fast as I possibly can do. So yeah, let's give it a crack. This is the bonus.
Oh, Jared.
What?
You left the oven on.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Rhys,
Ah.
there's no women here, they're all on the beach. Didn't get them women in the end, mate.
Nah. Maybe next time, eh?
Yeah. Woo! Right, well, that's the lot. Bonus clip included. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you've got some good insight onto kind of how the two compare, what the differences are in terms of handheld ability. And we'll see you next time. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Leave a comment down below if there's anything that we missed in this comparison. And we'll be seeing you next. Look, I love you. Do you love him, Rhys?
Yeah, I do. I was just going to say, maybe if you like the idea of this, maybe we can do a Steadicam video. Steadicam versus gimbal. If you like that idea, then yeah, leave us a comment below, and we'll see you in the next video. That rhymes. Oh, what we got is it not farewell,
shit, but just
bonjour.
Hey Reese,
What?
Vampire Diaries is on. You're missing it.
Oh.